This is Top Accolade African News. I am Abiodun Mohammed. All political terms in office in Gabon will now last 5 years, President Ali Bongo announced on Monday. Until now, presidents officially served 7-year terms and senators served 6-year terms. But Bongo, who has led the country since his father's death in 2009, has not made any statement regarding a new limit on the number of terms a president can serve. As things stand, presidents, MPs and senators can run for office as many times as they like. President Bongo's announcement came during talks between the government and opposition, which were called to discuss election matters ahead of polls expected later this year. Eritrean President Isaias Afwerki has accused the US of supporting Tigrayan rebels during the recently concluded civil war in northern Ethiopia. In the Sunday interview with local media, the president claimed that the peace deal signed between Ethiopia and the Tigray People's Liberation Front (TPLF) was rushed by the US to prevent the rebels from losing in the battlefield. The peace deal, signed in South Africa in November 2022, ended a 2-year civil war that killed tens of thousands and left millions in dire need of humanitarian assistance. In the interview, Isaias also admitted for the first time that hundreds of thousands of people died in the conflict, though he did not elaborate on Eritrean casualties. Last week, the reclusive leader denied reports that Eritrean troops committed war crimes in neighboring Ethiopia, where they had been deployed to fight alongside federal troops and pro-government militia. The authorities in Uganda are calling for the criminalization of LGBTQ organizations and their activities in the country. A January report from the NGO Bureau, an official body which oversees the work of NGOs, calls for the amendment of the country's laws to criminalize LGBTQ activities. In the alternative, it urges the enactment of a new law that prohibits the promotion of LGBTQ activities in the country. It further says the government needs to provide more resources to the NGO Bureau so that it can identify and weed out those that are involved in activities that are prejudicial to the interests of the people of Uganda. Gay relationships are illegal in Uganda, where they can be punished by up to life in prison for committing unnatural offenses. The report is a result of a year-long investigation into activities of NGOs involved in sexual minorities' rights work in Uganda. Tanzania has floated a locally built cargo and passenger ship in the Lake Victoria port of its northwestern city of Mwanza. The vessel, which the government says is the biggest in the Great Lakes region, is expected to improve transport between the East African countries that share the lake. The ship has the capacity to carry 1,200 people and 400 tons of cargo and 20 vehicles. It is being built for 109 billion Tanzanian shillings and is 82% complete. Speaking at the event to land the ship ashore, Tanzania's permanent secretary in the Ministry of Works and Transport, Gabriel Migiri, said the building of the ship was an initiative to help improve trade between the regions bordering the lake. That is the size of Top Accolade African News. You can follow us on our social media platforms as displayed on your screen. Happy New Week!